Hello, my name is Noah Stang-Osborne, and my pronouns are zir or they, he. I am a recent survivor of domestic violence. In addition to being a survivor, I'm a painter, avid reader, cat dad, and nature lover. I also have my bachelor's in art therapy and run art groups for LGBTQ plus kids. Making art has helped me process surviving domestic violence and has also helped me create the life that I wanted that feels good for me. One of the first pieces I made after my abusive relationship ended was Mementos of our last night. I had all these images swirling in my head from the end of my abusive relationship. They came down to two nights that were both the last night in their own way. These nights came together as one in this painting. Some of the images in the painting are literal. The dislocated ankle and damaged phone screen were done by my ex in a fit of anger. The song playing on the phone, It's Not Love by Lon Talius, was one I listened to frequently during the last few months of our relationship. The new moon on the top was the phase of the moon during one of the last nights. There are also more metaphorical images on this painting. There are scissors for the sharp words they threw at me, a damaged area within the gray clouds for our broken trust. These images had been taking up so much space in my brain, so I spent the month after the breakup putting them on paper. I felt a cathartic release when this piece was done. The things that happened to me didn't have to live in secret in my head. They could come out into the world and be witnessed by those who cared for me. Shortly after the breakup, I started gardening with my community. I found a community garden where we all share the work and all share the harvest. There are 3 raised beds that we work together to take care of, growing lots of veggies, herbs, and some flowers. It feels so grounding to get your hands in the dirt and help support new life. It was also so nice to meet new people, both fellow gardeners and people I share my produce with. I was able to grow most of the veggies I ate last summer, and I'm on track to do the same this year. These experiences inspired the painting, You Can't Take What I've Grown. Dandelions are a symbol for hope and resilience. They can push through concrete, and though they are often dismissed as a weed, they are highly nutritious. Dandelions have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects, as well as providing digestion support. The dandelion I painted has 4 leaves. In many cultures, the number 4 represents completeness, stability, and support. These are the feelings my community garden helped cultivate in me. The final piece that I'm going to talk about today is called Wrong Container. Elizabeth Baker wrote in her book Big Magic that she believes ideas are a disembodied, energetic life form. They are completely separate from us, but capable of interacting with us. Ideas are driven by a single impulse to be made manifest, and the only way an idea can be made manifest in our world is through collaboration with a human partner. She describes ideas, all ideas, artistic, scientific, political, etc., as searching for willing human partners. An idea will try to get your attention for a while, and if that doesn't work, it'll move on. If they do get your attention, soon you'll see all sorts of signs pointing you towards this idea until you decide whether to work with the idea or not. This was how the creation for the wrong container felt. After my breakup, I kept seeing images of a dramatic still life, a beautiful, broken container leaking a toxic liquid. I saw these images as a larger painting, but that kind of painting required time and a good reference, so I pushed it off. After a while, I was worried the idea would leave if it thought I wasn't committed to bringing it to life, so I started doing some sketches. That bought me some time. Almost a year after the end of the abusive relationship, the idea was still with me, quieter than before, but present. I looked online until I found a reference photo that I felt connected to. The idea and I compromised on material, and I started with my oil pastels. I got lost in the light and shadows of the piece. I saw parts of my flawed former relationship and the caves and wisps of smoke that the shadows in the vase created. The oil pastels stained my fingers and left little impressions of my fingerprints on the painting. When I finished coloring the container itself, I started coloring the liquid leaking out of the container. No reference for this one, just colors and emotions that needed to leave my body. When that was done, I created the contrasting blue water flowing into the container. This represented my good intentions and effort I poured into the relationship, the wrong container. It didn't matter what I put in, the container was broken and contaminating all that went into it. When this art piece was done, I felt a sense of calm. While I couldn't make perfect sense of what had happened to me, it was over, and there was a place for it in the history of my life. I think that's the beauty of art making. It helps make sense of the nonsensical and gives our trauma a place to live without taking over our life. Thank you for listening. If you're curious about seeing more of my art, you can find me on Instagram at art._by.noah. Thanks.